to everyone here for sort of providing such a warm welcome for myself and everybody from the UK. Charlie especially for producing another Warrior Games this year in 2013, and it's a huge honour for me to be here. A year ago, I was in Washington on the ambassador's lawn to plant a tree, which is what most of our family do nowadays. But after doing that, I had a chance to meet some of the US and UK teams that had just come back from last year's Warrior Games. And I remember sitting down and having a chat to them and sort of thinking to myself how unfortunate I had been for not having the chance to go to last year's Warrior Games and to see them win all their medals, despite the fact that we weren't officially part of it. So I said to myself and my team, who have been running around the room all here today, that no matter what happens, we need to be here. We need to get ourselves involved with the next one. And well, here we are. Surprisingly enough, it actually happened. So thanks, guys. I'm so happy and privileged to be here today. Happy because Colorado is a beautiful state, obviously, but privileged because of the fine athletes that we find ourselves amongst. It's a great honour, one that is difficult to put into words, but I'm sure, as you've heard, most people are trying to do that. In the past 12 months, since we last met, or since I was last on the ambassador's lawn, I found myself serving alongside UK, US troops in Helmand province, along with other nations, obviously. Some of them just voices on the radio to myself, others showing us great hospitality within Bastion. No matter the detail or the accent, I witnessed at first hand the bravery of our troops, not only confronting dangers on the battlefield, but also its tragic consequences, life-changing wounds, and the death of friends. The courage is clear and obvious, from moment of injury through the countless hours of intense rehab. And to surprise you, I'm actually talking about the families, because it seems like a walk in the park for the rest of the guys who get injured, but it's always the families and the ones that get left behind who struggle the most, and quite rightly so. However, with the Warrior Games, combining sport and challenge, I believe, will ignite inspiration and motivation through extraordinary achievement, as already mentioned previously. And the Warrior Games itself embodies this, and for that, everyone involved is hugely grateful for the organisers. And that's Charlie and all his team, people that none of us know the names of. We too, through our foundation, have launched the Endeavour Fund. Like the Warrior Games, it strives to support and strengthen a similar theme, providing financial help and expert advice to individuals and groups of servicemen and women who are planning expeds, that's expeditions for you civvies, and also other physical challenges. I'm proud to say we have an elite board of expertise, some who are actually wounded themselves, to make sure that we actually get it right. However, for me, there's no escaping these guys. They hunt you down wherever you go, as I now find myself somewhat, I don't know, but volunteering for a somewhat sedate walk across the Antarctic with the Walking with the Wounded team in the back end of this year in November and December. So something that seemed to be me just trying to be helpful and raise awareness with the guys has now got myself into a whole world of trouble. And I'm going to be walking/running across the ice for about 4 weeks. So yeah, as I say, there's no escaping these guys. Once you get to meet them and hear their stories, it really is that simple. Also backed by our Endeavour Fund. Well, our Endeavour Fund is actually backing that itself, so we're hugely grateful to be part of that. And luckily this time, as opposed to the North Pole last year, we've got the USA, Canada, Australia, and the UK all taking part in this. So it's something that I hope that all of you would take a huge interest in, as your nation will be coming probably second, if not third, to the UK team. I actually got in trouble when I said that with reference to the Australian team. They then had a media conference, and well, I'm not allowed to say what they said. But it's a real treat for me to be part of that, so I'm hugely grateful once again. Finally, our foundation, the Royal Foundation, which somehow we've managed to get our name on the board, which is great, is delighted and honoured to be working in partnership with our friends here at the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee. Our joint aim is to help those who have fought together to achieve their own personal goal, whatever that be, however big or small. And I only hope that in the near future, we can bring the Warrior Games to Britain and continue to enlarge this fantastic cause. And I don't see how how it wouldn't be possible to fill a stadium of 80,000 people, not to watch Olympics, not to watch Paralympics, but to watch wounded servicemen fight it out against each other, not on the battlefield, but in a stadium. So thank you very much for having me here today, and hopefully I'll see you out there at some point. Thank you.
He'd come to officially begin the 4th Warrior Games, but before that he wanted to meet the British athletes taking part. The Help for Heroes team is flying the flag for the UK. Either serving or former military personnel, they've all experienced trauma, wounds gained in the field, injury or sickness. Prince Harry spent around 50 minutes talking easily with the team, keen to learn of their injuries, how Help for Heroes has assisted in the rehabilitation process, and what the Warrior Games means to them. Prince Harry even joined in with a sitting volleyball practice. For the competitors, it was a great chance to talk with the Prince.
It's really good. It's the first time I've ever met him, and he's quite down to earth and quite jokey. It was a really good experience. He was just asking how we got injured and what events we were in and whether we'd done it before and why we were here, which is obviously for rehab for the guys and getting them out and seeing what we can actually do once we get up and get going.
Many of the team felt with his military experience, Prince Harry was more a colleague than a royal.
That's one of the huge things why I think a lot of people in the forces or ex-forces like him so much, because he knows what he's talking about. He's been there, he's done that, and he's not just humouring you or just nodding in agreement.
He is part of us as a friend, colleague, you know, somebody we look up to because he wears the uniform just as we do, and he's also somebody who likes to be among us, and whoever is among us is family.
For His Royal Highness, this has been about meeting with personnel, people he shares so much with through his experience of the military. Next part of the visit, though, is the official opening for the Warrior Games.
And now, entering the square, the British Armed Forces. This is the second year the British are joining us for competition. They were impressive as an exhibition team in 2012, and this year are hoping to steal some medals from their opponents.
2 golds and a silver in the pool at last summer's London Paralympics.
We've all lost people, and to be able to take our service from the battle.
There's no doubt Prince Harry has helped put the Warrior Games on the map and also raise the profile of disability sport.
And hopefully bringing what essentially is a fantastic idea here and bringing it to the UK. Why not?
Smith has the story. He's very easy to talk to. I didn't feel no.
Joked in Holland this afternoon, as you already heard, and met many of these young people whose lives are being changed through the power of sport.
Earlier Tuesday, Harry roared into New York and hit a home run with some of those young people.
Oh my God.
The high-spirited prince playing the quintessential American game, #1 for an adoring American crowd, on the field and off, busing in a bit of London to the Big Apple. His New York romp coming just hours after a more serious side of the prince, touring parts of the New Jersey coast ravaged by Superstorm Sandy. Governor Chris Christie as his guide.
It's fantastic. It's American spirit, isn't it? Everyone getting together and making things right. It's fantastic.
Girls of all ages trying to get a look at the prince. Harry turning on the charm for several youngsters, hitting the arcade to help a little girl win this stuffed elephant. She named it Harry.
He's really handsome. He's really nice. He has a nice personality.
And when Harry was asked if he'd made a difference so far on his royal tour,
Me?
Yes, we love having him. Yes, we love having him.